Welcome back to Marine the Raccoon reads Hansel and Gretel. I'm Marine the Raccoon. Now let's continue where we left off, shall we? Early in the morning, before the children were awake, she was already up, and when she saw both of them fast asleep and looking so darling, with their rosy fat cheeks, she muttered to herself, "That will be a nice bite." Then she seized Hansel with her shriveled hands and shut him up in a little cage with a grating in the lid, and locked it and screamed as he would. It didn't help him any. Then she went to Gretel, shook her till she woke up, and cried, "Get up, you lazy creature! Fetch some water and cook your brother something good. He has to stay in the cage and get fat. As soon as he's fat, I'll eat him." Gretel began to cry as if her heart would break. But it was all no use. She had to do what the wicked witch told her to do. Now the finest food was cooked for poor Hansel, but Gretel got nothing but crab shells. Every morning the old woman would creep out of the cage and cry, "Hansel, put your finger out so I can feel whether you're getting fat." But Hansel would put out a bone, and the old woman's eyes were so bad that she couldn't tell that, but thought it was Hansel's finger. And she just couldn't understand why he didn't get fat. When 4 weeks had gone by, and Hansel still was as thin as ever, she completely lost patience, and was willing to wait no longer. "Come on, Gretel, hurry up and get some water. Whether he's fat or thin, tomorrow I'll kill Hansel and cook him." Oh, how the poor little sister did grieve as she had to get the water, and how the tears ran down her cheeks. "Light the oven," she told Gretel. "We're going to have a tasty roasted boy today." A little later, hungry and impatient, she went on. "Run and see if the oven is hot enough. First we'll bake," said the old woman. "I've already heated the oven and kneaded the dough." She pushed poor Gretel up to the oven, out of which the flames were already shooting up fiercely. "Crawl in," said the witch, "and see whether it's gotten hot enough for us to put the bread in." And when Gretel was in, she'd close the oven, and Gretel would be baked, and then she'd eat her too. But Gretel saw what she was up to and said, "I don't know how to. How do I get inside?" "Goose, goose," cried the witch angrily. "The oven is big enough. Why, look, I can even get in myself." And she scrambled up and stuck her head in the oven. Then Gretel gave her a tremendous push so that she fell right in, and Gretel shut the door and fastened the bolt. Oh, then she began to howl in the most dreadful way imaginable. But Gretel ran away, and the wicked witch burned to death miserably. Gretel ran to set her brother free as fast as she could, opened the cage, and cried, "Hansel, we are saved! The old witch is dead!" Hansel sprang out like a bat from its cage when the door is opened. How they did rejoice, and trailed their arms around each other's necks, and danced around, and kissed each other. Since there wasn't anything to fear, they went inside the witch's house. They ate some more of the house, until they discovered amongst the witch's belongings a huge chocolate egg. Inside lay a casket of gold, and golden coins, and precious stones. "These are better than pebbles." "Sorry about that," said Hansel, and stuck as many in his pockets as he could. "The witch is now burnt to the cinder," said Hansel, "so we'll take this treasure with us." They filled their large basket with food, stuffed the precious stones and coins in their pockets, and set off into the forest to search for their way home. This time luck was with them. A little white duck came to their aid as they tried to cross the lake. The little white duck carried them one by one safely to the other side. Pretty soon they came to a wood that kept looking more and more familiar, and at last in the distance they saw their father's house. Since they started to run, burst into the living room and threw themselves on their father's neck. He had left the children in the forest. He had not had a single happy hour. Their father said, weeping, "Your stepmother is dead. You are with me now, my dear children." The two children hugged the woodcutter. Gretel shook out her apron, and pearls and precious stones rolled all over the room. And Hansel threw down out of his pocket one handful after another. "Look, Father, we're rich now. You'll never have to chop wood again, and we'll never be hungry again." And they all lived happily ever after. The end. And that was Hansel and Gretel, written by the Brothers Grimm. What do I think of it? If I'm going to be perfectly honest, I actually find this story really good. Now, the paragraph structuring is nice. The sentence structuring was good too. I did stumble on some parts, but it's partially my fault. And if you hear me coughing, I would like to say I'm sorry. I have a bit of a cold. So yeah. But other than that, I actually like the story. The fact that Hansel and Gretel actually showed the witch whose boss was my favorite. Was my favorite part of the story. Now, the Hansel and Gretel story was so popular that it's been adapted several times. Once from Arthur, once in The Simpsons. There are so many Hansel and Gretel references in these. Oh man, I really love that story so much. You know, since Halloween is almost here, I could go for some sweets myself right now. Now, what do you think of this story? Did you like it or did you not? Feel free to let me know in the comment section down below, okay, mates? Hey, Marine, are you almost done with the story? We gotta get going to pick out the pumpkins. I'm almost done, Blaze. Oh, that was Blaze. Silver, Blaze, and I are gonna go pick pumpkins for our jack-o'-lanterns, since Halloween is coming up. Thank you all very much for watching, mates. This is Marine the Raccoon signing off. Bye.